Hey everyone, here we are at the Tri-City Chamber of Commerce's Business Showcase event. Many different businesses being showcased here at the Hard Rock Casino in Coquitlam. We're here, we're telling everybody about TFN, as well as we're learning more about everybody that's here. We're gonna have some of these people on our podcast today. Check it out. So yeah, we're here. This is our set at the Business Showcase today. Joining me is Mo. You guys know Mo. What do you think about our set?
I think the set is pretty awesome. We did a great job in terms of the lighting, which was a challenge. That's the one thing I was worried about. When we go to a place and we're setting up on location, we don't know what we get until
Yeah.
we get there sometimes. And in terms of power, in terms of the right angles that we need to get, and our main thing is we want to make sure that every time we produce a podcast, it's something that's visually nice, but also we deliver content that's valuable to our audience. And I think that's what we strive to continuously do well.
Hey everybody, we're joined today. Peter from Rayburn. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Good to be here.
So happy to have you on. You're our first guest of the day.
Oh, flattered.
So yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, I'm our marketing and sales manager at Rayburn, so I'm kind of our effective hype man for the local community. We've been installing fences for upwards of 60 years now, but just don't have quite that brand recognition in the local community. And because we really care about our community, I'm just kind of trying to get out there, get the word out a little bit more.
Well, that's awesome, man. I obviously events like this really help that.
Yeah,
Just networking with different small businesses is amazing. And what we're trying to do here with podcasting is kind of tell businesses how crucial and how like positive it can be for their businesses just getting content out there. So nice to see that someone like yourself
hmm
being the like importance of this and getting your basically your brand out there, right?
absolutely. And I'm very interested personally in looking at what Fountainhead has to offer, not only just having that networking opportunities by working in a space with similar minds, but
Yeah.
also being able to use these high quality tools, but at an accessible rate for folks like us, more on the smaller side of things.
Yeah, it can be intimidating from people from the outside, and we're
Absolutely.
trying to make it not as intimidating and real make these people realize how just like important it is. And I think it's the last few years has kind of made people realize they have to get on the internet, they have to promote themselves in media. So
People are talking about us out there, and we need to, whether we like it or not, we have to be on those channels and
yeah,
keeping tabs on things and being able to, within reason, control the narrative.
yeah, and if you're a niche, if you're a certain industry and it's a topic that other people in that industry want to hear about, uh, usually niches don't have many competition, and like when it comes to podcasts or just media in general. So you don't even realize, even as a small business, if you're a niche product, if you put out a podcast there, you could get success pretty quickly. As long as you're trying to get in that like general conversation game, but if you're
Absolutely.
actually talking about a topic and you're getting real information out there, it is so important, right? I would love to hear a little bit more. I'd love to have you come into their space for a full podcast because we're doing these quick little short little snippets here. But I can tell I really enjoy talking to you. I appreciate you coming on today and just telling us a little bit about yourself. I'd love to hear more in the future, man.
Happy to be here, man.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you.
Hello, everyone. So I'm here with Samira from Dakis. Samira, thank you for joining us in this short, quick podcast and coming to this business showcase. Tell me a little bit about your business and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Samira. Thanks for having me. So I'm from Dakis Grill. It's a family-owned business since 2014. We are immigrant from Afghanistan, and
Yeah, well, from my hometown, and pretty much from home country.
yes,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think one of the reasons why when I met you and I asked you to come to this podcast is I've been to your restaurant many times, and one of my favorite dishes is your roasted lamb, which is so smooth and soft and easy to eat. It's delicious. So because of that, I kind of wanted to bring you on and have a conversation and kind of listen to you in terms of when you create your food and you kind of design in terms of what kind of menu items you offer. Although your background is from Afghanistan, you offer Greek, Italian, and different types of menu items. Is that correct?
that's right. Yes, Greek, Italian. We got some pastas, and we do offer Afghan caterings as well.
Yes.
Yes.
That's awesome. My kids love your pastas. I gotta say, and which is good because you're catering to different avenues and different people that have different tastes.
Right.
And sometimes you think, well, will this taste great? But I think overall, when you look at it, the way you combine these cuisines together and mixed it up from Greek to Italian to Afghan, is what I felt in your space was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for joining me on this quick podcast. I am going to invite you to come into our studio in the near future and be able to join us for a more in-depth conversation. Yourself, which I'm sure you're the owner, one of the owners of the space.
Well, as family-owned business, I'm working for parents. Yes,
Nice, nice. And I know your brother is the chef.
he is the chef. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so we definitely want him on the show as well.
Okay.
I always want to get the chef's perspective on food. I used to cook myself. I used to be a chef in a restaurant, so I always want to know. Every chef has a different passion for the way they make their food, and I think I would want to hear a story on our podcast.
Certainly. Yes.
Thank you.
Today we're joined here with Vinicius from Studio Yellow. How's it going, man?
Perfect. And you?
Very good, very
Great.
good. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So yeah, tell us about yourself. Tell us about Studio Yellow.
Okay, so Studio Yellow, I'm from Brazil and I just moved to Canada.
Yeah.
And the Studio Yellow has been running for 10 years now.
Nice.
And we are a premium branding, web, and marketing agency. So we help companies to get to the next level. So what we do the best is to transform companies, the way they look, the way they present themselves. We help them to understand what the company is about. We extract the essence and show in the most professional and gorgeous way possible.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Obviously, that's so crucial in today's times. Having a good marketing team behind your brand. When we were talking before this, we were agreeing on a lot of stuff when it comes to media and doing things like this as a business. Like you running Studio Yellow, know how important this is, right?
Yeah, yeah. And what happens is most of the time people wants to grow,
Yeah,
but they go straight into marketing.
yeah,
And the problem is that they don't realize that their branding, their communications, their messaging is not ready to grow with them.
yeah.
So, most of the time people are trying to push something and doing podcasts and aligning your brand, your messaging makes the whole difference.
Yeah, and that personable kind of relationship you can build with an audience. It's since the last few years, it's been crazy times, and we're finding as a co-working space and just as a media, like doing this media content, you have to kind of get along with who you're working with, and if you have this audience online, them knowing the person behind the brand is just as important as what you're selling. If they like you personally, they're more likely to come to you. And we're seeing it more than ever now. Obviously, there's ways you can do stuff on working with like people over Fiverr and stuff overseas. But when you actually are working together, like-minded, and you meet each other, it's a totally different realm.
Yeah, yeah, agree, agree. I mean, after all, you are working with people.
Yeah.
I used to say that I don't do business with companies. I do business with people.
Yeah,
So it's really important for you to match with the people that you are working with because ultimately you're just trying to help each other.
yeah.
So this is really important. I
Well,
agree.
yeah, I can tell. I'd love to have you on a full 30-minute podcast
Yeah.
because I enjoy talking to you, and we're on the same mind wavelength when it comes to just knowing how important everything is. And with you being in marketing, we're somewhat in that we're trying to build all the businesses within our one business, right? So,
Yeah, sure.
I definitely enjoy this, so I'd love to have you on in the future. I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I love to. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Enjoy today.
So we're here with Ali Gomez from Bump Physio. Ali, welcome to our mini podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what brings you to the business showcase today?
It's actually our first year here. So we're just trying to, yeah, we've heard it's a really great event. So we wanted to try it out this year.
Nice. And what is your business about? Actually, I should have asked that question
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
I was so excited about the fact that we're all here and collaborating all the business together. But tell me about your business, please.
So Bump Physio and Co. We are a team of physiotherapists, and we have some kinesiologists as well. We work, in our community in Port Moody and Langley to service. We do pelvic floor physio mainly, so we're all specialists in pelvic health, which means like predominantly we service women. And we do a lot of work with like pre-postpartum. But we're also just general physio, so we treat men and all kinds of conditions and injuries as well.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I understand when we were talking before we started this show, you were talking about in terms of you have 2 locations.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Where are they located?
So we have our Port Moody is our baby, so it's almost 5 years old. And then Langley was our second location, just over 2 years old now.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you came and this was your
Yeah.
your first time here.
Yeah.
This is our second time here, and this time we were able to set up a much better podcast booth.
Yeah.
And
This
again,
is great.
thank you so much for joining us on this podcast.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
We're joined right now with Wade from Cam Life Financial. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Great. Another second event we've done of this,
Okay.
doing this same thing, and
Okay.
it's very enjoyable learning about everybody's stories.
Yeah,
Really. So
yeah.
yeah, tell us about you. Tell us about Cam Life.
I got hired from Cam Life a year and a half ago.
Yep.
I got hired part time, and then I got hired full time in January.
Nice.
I have a story that's worth noting.
Yeah.
I was a professional hockey player.
Nice.
And maybe 8 years ago, I had I got hit in the glass,
Yeah.
professional hockey game, and I had a seizure on the ice.
Oh wow.
And I was rushed to the hospital,
Yeah.
and they found a golf ball sized tumor in my brain.
Oh wow.
That's not something that you want to hear.
No, no.
I was right there for the NHL, but my life got put on hold.
Yeah.
I had to deal with this. I had surgery, and then I resumed my professional hockey career.
Nice.
And 3 surgeries later, so that's 4 surgeries.
Yeah.
I had to get the full 9 yards: chemo, radiation,
Oh wow.
keto, life or naturopath, like the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Luckily, I beat it.
Nice. Congrats, man.
And yeah, it's I battled my ass off to not let cancer be the reason I retire.
Yeah.
So I have a 3-year hiatus from hockey, professional hockey. I battled my ass off and then signed one more contract to not let cancer be the reason I retire.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
So-
So why I got in life insurance is because I didn't even know what life insurance was when I had my first seizure.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what life insurance was when I had my first surgery.
Yeah.
And my wife actually got life insurance when I was sleeping in bed rest.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I got into life insurance.
Saw the importance of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah,
That's always the background story to why you're doing things. You see the importance of something you
Yeah.
never thought about before
yeah,
until it really hits you hard like it did with you.
yeah,
You don't see the benefits. We know we have someone who works within life insurance that who is actually a facilitator at our business, and she tells us all the time. It's especially like you must if it's 8 years ago, you're a young dude. I could tell it happened at a very young age. You're not thinking about that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s. I wasn't thinking about that stuff. Like I should be thinking about it more.
yeah,
And it's crucial to protect yourself, protect your family. Yeah, that story hits pretty hard, especially when you're trying to live out a passionate dream like
know,
that,
I know.
and then having something come at you and basically sidetrack that
Yeah,
for you when
yeah.
it seems like that's where your future is going
Yeah.
to.
And I didn't even know about critical illness or disability insurance.
Yeah,
I learned that now,
yeah,
and I learned that a couple years ago.
yeah.
And all of my clients, I tell the story, and they're blown away. And I just want to educate them
Yeah.
to make the best decision. That
And everybody whenever they hear the insurance word, like
Yeah.
it's always that you're trying to sell me something I don't need.
Yeah.
When people hear that personable story that it really hits close to home, they realize it can happen to me at any
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I think the older every year it seems the older you get, the more you hear about somebody you know that's at the same
Yeah.
age as you, something drastic happening.
Yeah.
And especially when you were a healthy hockey player, you're not thinking about anything
Yeah.
health related.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel that story, and
Yeah.
I appreciate you telling it.
Yeah.
And it's I think the best way to sell what you do.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, it will make somebody actually think about it,
Yeah.
and the youth doesn't think about it enough.
I know.
So yeah, I appreciate you coming on
Yeah,
today, man,
yeah.
telling that story.
Yeah.
I am excited to show our audience your
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Just if anybody wants to contact you on this subject, I would definitely throw them your way because
Okay.
that personal experience is huge.
And luckily for me, I'm 3 years cancer free,
Nice. Congrats.
and I got life insurance, $350,000 worth of life insurance.
Yeah,
It's something.
yeah,
So,
something.
yeah,
Yeah, helps out your family and
Yeah,
everything else,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
yeah.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming
Thank
on.
you.
No problem.
So we're here with Scarlet Gray of Scarlet Gray Fine Arts. Scarlet, thank you for joining us on today's podcast.
Thank you.
Tell
for
us a little
having
bit
me.
about what you do. You're an artist, and I'm intrigued by the kind of art you do.
Yes, so I mainly focus within realism. My medium is colored pencil. And I've started my business about 3 years ago, and then just recently went full time with it, I would say last year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what kind of work do you do? What is one of your passion projects, the kind of work that you like to do?
My most recent passion project was the I Am Human collection. It was about 50 different individuals I met throughout my life, multiple different cities I lived in, different traveling, and I contacted them earlier this year and told them about what I wanted to do. And they wrote in their own personal story, whether it be about heartbreak or something that really moved them. And then they shared an image of where they either lived or if they were like finishing residency in Pakistan or wherever. And they sent it to me, and I did an artwork that represented them. And yeah, my whole kind of passion and wanting to encourage people to really see that we're all not that different. We're all very similar in many ways, and to try and rebuild the human connection that I feel we've lost over the years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's very, very interesting. I like how you dive more into the story behind the image rather than just kind of there's different artists, of course, out there, from
Yeah.
abstracts to oil painting to different way of doing it. And I think we all have a different vision. We do it. I mean, I guess I'm an artist, but I use a digital tool
Yes.
to do my art. And I see the vision in my head before I even go and shoot. So I can see that perspective where you're trying to get that story out within images and limited stuff that you have. Your imagination kind of creates the rest of the image.
Yeah, and I didn't want to do portraits. I wanted people to be able to put themselves in the scene, whether it be on a beach or like a snowy cabin, and the person's describing their emotion or their memory with that.
Nice.
I found if they were to do a portrait, we would be just our own bias would take over, and we wouldn't be able to sit there and be like, oh, that could be my aunt or me. But instead, you erase that, and they can, yeah, have a stronger connection with the artwork. I found.
Wow, that's interesting. So, what is the future of your business where you feel like it's going to go? What kind of clientele are you looking to look for, or what kind of project do you think you want to capture?
I think I'm looking to expand the I Am Human collection to 100 different stories. So hopefully traveling and collecting another 50. I've been doing residential like commissions, but we'll see. I mean, ideally, I can just kind of follow my own path, and the people who are aligned with my art can then support me through that. But we'll see.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Well, thank you again for joining us here
Yeah.
on our
Thank you
show,
for having me.
and I hope you enjoyed being on the podcast.
Yes. Lots of fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
So we're here with Manuel Diaz from Diaz Industries. Manuel is an incredibly amazing person. I've known Manuel for quite a long time, and I'm always learning something from him. And I've never seen him not smile. I gotta say, Manuel, whenever I see you, it makes me smile because it's kind of like I can't help but to mimic your energy.
Thank you.
Manuel,
Thank you.
please tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are, and how you help your clients.
Well, the main idea of what I do is how do we generate wealth with an abstract commodity called commercial real estate. So, in that sense, I focus on helping businesses or individual that own businesses into finding the best way either
by selling their business and getting all the equity they built, or buying a new place and leasing out that space to a potential tenant, or all the different options commercial real estate offers.
Right.
Maybe you want to expand your business, and the way to expand your business is to get a loan and buy a new property and keep building that equity.
That's right. Yeah.
So we focus on that, and we also focus business brokerage, in the sense that we have a lot of people coming to Canada, and their way to come to Canada is to buy a business or buy a commercial property, because as a foreigner you can still buy commercial property.
Right.
So we help them either buy a property or buy a business that has good cash flow and can help them immigrate here.
That's an amazing thing that you're doing, because it's, you don't know how much of a challenge it is to be moving from one country to another, having all this experience and knowledge, and you go there and you possibly are coming with a good amount of money, and you don't want to lose it by doing the wrong things or investing in the wrong businesses while you get there.
Right.
And I'm sure that, you guide them through that process of getting them from where they begin their journey and where the future looks like in a new country.
Yes, first of all, we vouch businesses that actually have the cash flow, and we also focus on the expertise of the people of the person coming here, because at the end of the day they had to be someone, and they had to be someone successful to start this new adventure here. And this way they don't start from zero.
Yeah.
They take over a business that's already operating,
Right.
and that can help them grow faster.
That's awesome. That's phenomenal. I mean, I'm sure, like, in terms of when people connect with you, you probably can, in your experience of, having your own business, you probably can see where they are and what stage and where they need to be moved towards.
Yes, I've been fortunate enough to open different businesses. I'm also an industrial engineer, so I understand how businesses work, how they breathe, what what itches them on the back, and how to help those itches. So at the end of the day, it's finding the best option for each client.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I gotta say this, you're also a pilot, or you were a commercial pilot, but
No, well, uh, private pilot.
private pilot.
Aviation is one of my passions. I have many. Aviation, golf as well,
Nice, nice.
stuff
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
and I think that's one thing, that I mean, I'm not a pilot, but I always wanted to be a pilot. So when we talked about you being in the aviation or being a pilot, I found this so phenomenal.
Well, sorry to interrupt you, but the most important thing I learned from aviation is checklists and doing things the right way.
Right.
So I permeated that idea to what I do.
Nice.
That means that we focus on each tiny detail, and we understand the importance of that tiny detail. Uh, that's what you get from aviation. At the end of the day, it's one of the safest industries there is. So I have in my back of my mind.
Interesting. So
uh,
essentially, you work
that
with your clients and you look at everything from a pretty much like a pilot's perspective, where
yes,
you need to make sure that everything is checked off before you take off, because if it's not, you may crash.
most incidents happen either when you're taking off or either when you're landing. So the hardest part for a business to develop, of course, it's when it's starting, but also when you're selling it. At the
Yes.
end of the road, you work so hard to build this brand, to build this identity. You've spent 30 years there. Okay, selling it is a challenge, but also buying a business that is running is another challenge.
Yes.
So that is where our expertise comes in, and we can help them navigate that situation.
Well, Manuel, thank you so much. I wish we could talk for
No,
a lot
no,
longer,
amazing.
but I am going to invite you to come to our full podcast
Oh, I love
at
this.
the studio where
Love
we
it.
can have a more in-depth conversation, because I think our audience can get so much knowledge from this conversation. But thank you for spending some time with us today and having a little short conversation with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm sitting here with Rihanna. She is in financial advisement as well as a mortgage broker, right?
Yes.
Been talking to you the last little bit here, and definitely love what you're bringing to the table and what you're saying. So, yeah, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. So I'm Rihanna. I'm mortgage broker. So I do residential, commercial, and also construction mortgages. I am independent, so that means I work with over 40 lenders. So
a banks, so charter banks, big banks, alternative lenders, and also private lenders. And on top of that, I am also in financial advising. That means I do the investment and also insurance advising.
Well, that's awesome. Obviously, you're passionate about it. The talk we've had, you're super passionate. You're also passionate. I saw you showed a video that you did, breast cancer.
Yes.
You're wearing the pin today.
Yes.
Why is that so important to you?
Yeah, I support two causes. One is breast cancer awareness because that's I would say that's the most dangerous cancer for women.
Yeah.
So I attend the different events. Like the last one, it was CIBC Run for the Cure. So I just want to bring this important cause to women's attention.
Yeah.
You know, we need to take care of our body too, besides all the business activities, or let's say you are a stay-at-home mom. So no matter what you are doing, our first priority should be take care of our mental and also physical health.
Yeah.
So this is one cause, and also I'm a big cheerleader for mental health awareness.
Yeah.
Because I believe while we wanted have some improvement in our financial side, we also need to take care of mental health. So that's what matters.
Yeah, it's definitely come into effect the last few years. People know how important mental health
Yes.
is. It's been difficult for people's mental health, so it's more in the forefront. Specifically, like I know for men do not like talking about mental health, or
Yes.
not like expressing that they're having
Yes,
issues.
that's it.
It's becoming more accepted, and I think it's so crucial. Like you said, health is your most important. Like if you don't have your health, you have nothing. So it's important for people to know just to take care of themselves and
Yes.
get those checkups that are pretty crucial, because you think it never can happen to you until it happens.
Yes,
right?
exactly. But hopefully it's not going to be too late.
Yeah.
So it's better we support each other and bring the community's attention to these important causes, because if really we don't talk about it, it's going to stay at the taboo. It's like a taboo stage. So
Yeah.
no one really wants to touch about depression and anxiety,
Yeah.
and the people they would suffer in silence,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we want to just say, hey, you are a successful business owners, good for you.
Yeah.
But because I'm in finances, so I know how much people they are under financial pressure these days.
Yeah,
So
it seems like everyone, because
yes,
like everybody. I'm a small business owner, obviously family business as well. But everybody was saying support small business during the pandemic, and of course I'm for that. But people don't realize even medium-sized to large-sized businesses during that time, the more the bigger your company, the more people you have working for you, the more money that goes out of there. So if you're not making the money you used to, those people are suffering too. So the amount of people with mental health issues, financial reasons for that,
yes,
for them having those,
yes.
it doesn't just affect the mom and pop shops or the small. It literally affected everybody from
Everybody,
everyone, and you're seeing people. I've seen huge business owners like pretty much lose everything. And how does that feel? As like the sinking feeling in your stomach. Nobody likes financial problems, but when you're talking about like millions and millions of dollars of once was super successful to literally something you have no control of, just shape shifting your life into something that you didn't want, right? And the mental health. I feel like small business, the community, helping each other's mental health has been so big, and it's been so just like good for people. And I bring it up, just how relationships nowadays seem more important
Yes,
when it comes to who you're working with,
yes.
and knowing more about that people, and just not being not being ashamed of if you're having rough
To talk
times.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's why those people they are following me on social media, let's say on Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok.
Yeah.
And so everywhere that I go and talk about my business, at the same time, every day at least one or two posts is dedicated to mental health awareness. Because no matter you do good in your business or not, so you could suffer from some mental, issues,
Yeah.
right? Because stress it would be there. You don't make enough money or you make a lot of money. It doesn't matter either side.
Yeah.
Still, your mental health would be at risk. So
Yeah.
so we need to talk about it. But thank you so much for asking.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you for being on. I'd love to have you on our full podcast. in the future, because I definitely enjoy talking to you and just seeing you have the passions outside of just your work, in like having this passion for people. Well, you want to help them obviously with what you do as a profession, but helping them way in a way deeper way than just that, right? It's huge. So yeah, I appreciate you being on,
Yeah, thank
Rihanna,
you.
and thank you for joining.
Appreciate it. And
Nope.
thanks for making time. And my Instagram is Rihanna Payment, my full name.
Yeah,
So happy to stay in contact, to answer any questions regarding the mortgages, investment, insurance.
yeah,
So we provide financial planning, our agency, the agency. We provide complimentary service for financial planning
no,
to help families with save money for their kids, with investment, with insurance protection, and how to do some tricks for tax deduction.
yeah.
So
Everybody wants those,
everyone loves
especially in this country.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
I appreciate
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. So reach me out. Happy to have it. Just a chit chat right
Yeah,
like right now we have. Just
yeah,
reach me out and thank you
no
again
problem.
for making time.
No problem. We'll definitely put up your information when we put out this podcast. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, thanks for joining us.
So we're here today with Kina at LFT Group Brands Limited. Kina, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much, Mo. It's a pleasure.
So tell us a little bit about your brand. I know you live for tomorrow.
We absolutely do. So, LFT Group Brand Limited is the owner of the brand of Live for Tomorrow, award winning plant and mineral based cleaning and personal care products. We've been around since 2007. In 2019, we moved into Port Coquitlam in the Diamond Triangle area, just behind Fremont Village.
Okay, nice, nice. So you were telling me about a mission or a program that you're working on. Please tell us a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, our products is all about saving the environment.
Nice.
So it's non-toxic, highly concentrated so that we're conserving water, which is so essential and we're actually running out of it. It's sustainably packaged in aluminum so that it's not using plastic, but it's also then durable to be refilled. And all of our products are available in bulk so that they can be refilled.
Okay. Wow, that's actually really good because usually in those environments there's a lot of chemicals that's involved. The
Absolutely.
recycling is probably not as good as you want it to be.
Absolutely. I mean, most of our ingredients is food grade. As a matter of fact, our laundry detergents, dish soap, for example, the main cleaning agent is made out of coconut.
Interesting.
So, and everything that we do is either scent free or it's scented with 100% pure essential oils. So there's no synthetic fragrances involved.
Wow, wow, that's phenomenal. You were telling me about an event that's coming up that you're part of.
Well, October happens to be our business anniversary. We've been in business since 2007.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. And this year we wanted to give back with a community giving event. So we are hosting a food drive and fundraising event for Share Family Services. And we're kicking it off with a Tri-Cities Chamber mix and mingle this Thursday evening from 5 to 7 p.m. at our factory showroom for Tri-Cities Chamber members. And then we have an open house for the general public on Friday and Saturday.
Oh wow, wow, that's awesome. Well, we make sure actually we get that on this. So this is this week coming up.
This is this week.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure we probably hopefully get this podcast ready, and Mike is listening to this right now. Maybe we'll get this podcast ready and out sooner than later.
So just so you know, for the chamber members, we do ask that you register for the event. It is free, but entry is by donation for Share, either with a non-perishable food item or cash donation. And we're going to have Share's tap machine there so that you can do a quick donation right at the door. And we have a raffle and also a silent auction that's taking place.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for joining us on our show.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, Mo. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.